Hi, welcome back to the Jac and Glen channel. I'm Jackie.
I'm my husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn.
Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you'll miss any of our reviews. Tonight we're reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 21. Believe it or not, Episode 21. The final decision, man, it's 21 episodes, and we're still not done yet. And we have more to go. We have more to go. But nonetheless, we'll be here for the long haul to review, to give you the review of Married at First Sight, Season 16. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Let's start like we left off at. We left with the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Where we see Shaq and Kirsten have a discussion. Well, Shaq, they had their decision. Had the decision. We see that Kirsten already said yes, that she wants to stay married to Shaq, and then Shaq comes and breaks the news to Kirsten, and you haven't watched it yet. I did a video on it. Check it out. But the way that Shaq did it, he tells Kirsten that he doesn't want to be married to her anymore.
I don't feel like I could be the man that you need me to be.
It's difficult for me to live up to you.
What you're expecting. Ultimately, I'm just not settled on us.
And I feel like even in this whole relationship, I feel like I was alone. You haven't been supportive to me.
He didn't say that.
No, he said
that's what we was looking for.
Oh yeah, he didn't say supportive. He said I felt alone. I felt alone in this relationship. I'm just tired. Blasey blah, blasey blah.
Like we had this whole conversation on the panel and when we did our review last week. People thought he would say no. My husband thought he would say no.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what is your problem with him saying no? Like, the same thing I had. I expected him to say yes. He should have said yes. But you get a lame-o excuse for saying no.
And you said no, and then to come back in the middle of the episode and say you wouldn't mind retrying it or
Nope.
Revisiting it, or
nope.
when your friend, well, yeah, you know what, we should revisit it.
I feel like this is like Bao and Johnny. Bao said that. Bao was like, bro, if you tell me we're getting a divorce, I don't even try to talk to me. And Kirsten said that without saying it. Because later she was like, I'm good. We ain't got to revisit it. Like, I don't even want to be friends with this joker.
Yeah, she like she wasn't there when they moved out. When they moved out the apartment, she gave him the double bird. And she was like, yo,
she gave that space. Like, the image of him, the picture of him, she shot the double bird. It was like, forget this.
Forget this Negro. She wanted to call him something else. Like, you embarrassed me.
She didn't call him nothing.
But no, in her mind, she called him something. In her mind, she called him something. She tried to maintain her ladylike status on TV. Because she was hot. She's like, okay. But she was pissed.
I feel like we need more than 8 weeks to see if we want to be married. I have always said, I think when it comes to decision day, the couples really shouldn't think about it like forever. They should answer not based on forever, contrary to what Nicole said to Chris. They should answer based on, I have enough here to try it without the cameras. And Shaq missed the boat.
Yeah, they had enough there to try without the cameras. They had enough. She finally had broken down and let him see her family. She really interacted with him. She's, some people say she hasn't changed.
He said she didn't feel like she had let the walls down, though. She had let the walls. Her walls wasn't up anymore. I mean, they might have been up a little bit, but her walls wasn't up. She went from not being attracted to you to being attracted to you. She went from not wanting to kiss you to start embracing you to giving you herself, right? She gave you her body. But she let her walls down. So when I just was confused, like, when did the walls go back up? Like, if that's not enough to show you that you're good with me and that we could go further, that I see enough in you that you're measuring up, like, not to be too deep, but like Shaquille was giving it, I'm like a grasshopper in your eyes.
She never called him a grasshopper.
He was scared to step up.
You're saying that I feel like I'm not measuring up to your standards, but she didn't say that. You saying that.
That was the way he put it in his face, in his light, in his eyes. He said, "You're right." He said that. She didn't say that. She wanted to be with her. You can see the walls let down. She didn't want you to see her family at first unless she thought it would last. Those are her comments. If I will bring them around my family when I think the relationship or the marriage will last, and then she brings them around the family. And what do you do? Deuces.
Do it in the toilet.
Do it in the toilet, deuces. And then, like I said, to come back later when he's talking to his friend, or we might want to revisit it. Dog, at this point, I think that bridge done burnt.
Bow. I just was telling you. Remember that? Bow and Johnny. Bow was like, if you say no,
yeah,
we not revisit. It's just, there's no we ain't dating. It's not no let's see.
Yeah,
no.
I think at that point when you say no that you want a divorce, even though the divorce, because he talked about his friend, the divorce ain't really final, it ain't happened yet. It's been a couple of days. You hadn't called her. I think when she met with her friend, like, have y'all talked? No, we hadn't talked. He hadn't called me, and she basically, he's the one crying. He's the one that wanted to divorce me. Why should I reach out?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then the show.
She was like, why is he crying? I should be crying.
I should be crying. Why is he crying? If it hurt.
I went for something that I wasn't comfortable with, then I wasn't going to go for. I finally got to the place where I was good with being with him, and look what you do.
It hurts me more than it hurts you, right? That's what he said. He said it hurts me more than it hurts you, so I'm going to break down and cry. I just think he didn't give it. I didn't think he gave it a fair shot afterwards. College try. I think after the, as I said in the video, I think after the Memphis situation, he had already checked out, because he's like, oh, I'm gonna have to beg you to support me. Then that's not what I want. I want a girl who can support me even when I don't ask. I want somebody to support me and everything that I do. If I'm playing tiddlywinks or marbles, I need you to be there and be my supporter and be my cheerleader. And that's what he wanted. Was she perfect? No, I'm not giving Kirsten a pass. There's some things that she did that was not attractive in his eyes. It may took a long time for him to drop down the walls, but again, she wanted to make sure that this was somebody I could be with after 8 weeks. So I don't mind her moving slow in that aspect, because she's trying to a proving ground or try to vet him in this instance. But he was trying to. He wanted something that was that he written down, that he seen. He wanted the whole total package, and she was the total package. Somebody came on the comments. Pastor Cal's comment, Pastor Cal's comment, that's the best that I think he can get. It was not right for Pastor Cal to say it, but I know where he came from. I know where he was coming from.
I don't think he was wrong in saying it.
Okay.
I don't think he was wrong in saying it, because he wasn't malicious when he said it. And again, if you're on Married at First Sight, your picker is obviously off. So you want to give somebody else to pick. And so Pastor Cal was like, we picked somebody that matched him. Yeah. And so you're not going to find anybody to match the way we picked it. Yeah. That would be compatible with you like that. And so Pastor Cal said, he ain't gonna find nobody like that.
I mean, I understand.
And he's straight messed up.
I understand where Pastor Cal is coming from, but the comment itself, as you put it, wasn't malicious. But just to tell somebody, man, you can find nobody else better than that. It's like, it does sound kind of harsh, right? Like, dude, you ain't gonna get. I'm just saying it sound harsh. It sound harsh, and usually I am the harsh person. It
probably ain't false.
And no, I'm not saying it's false, but it was harsh. And I can see how people can, some viewers and comments can take it.
To me, it's not harsh because of the way he said it. He didn't say like, you ain't never gonna find nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's the inflection.
The delivery was made. The delivery made it better for you. Okay, we got it. I finally got that out. The delivery. Oh, okay.
So
he was shocked. Dr. Pepper was shocked. All of them was upset over Shaq and Kirsten.
Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal was like sick. They was sick.
They were sick.
They was like, God, dog.
Yeah.
What just happened?
I think a lot of fans were sick and disappointed the fact that he said no. But I think, to me, it wasn't, I knew he was going to say no. It was just the reasoning and how he tried to lie at first and then come back and say, honestly, you know what?
And the crappy part is, he said, I really hadn't, even up until I sat in that chair. He said he was going back and forth. He didn't. That's why I'm like, you really could have, in that moment, when she said yes, you could have been like.
But, okay, so what made him say no?
Because he was still on because he said he still had not settled on a decision.
That's what I'm saying.
Till right then.
If you haven't settled on a decision and you're going back and forth, and the person who's, like you said, if the person says yes, why do you say no? What did she say to make him say no? You see what I'm saying? If you're settling, you're settling, okay, I don't know if I'm going to go, and she says yes. In my mind, oh, she said yes, so she does want me. She does want to be with me. She does want to try this. She does want to go extra mile. She does want to go extra 8 weeks. And then he says no. Yeah. He might be a little slow.
Why you say that out loud? We was going to leave it like it was.
Oh, hey. To me, if I'm on the fence and the person says yes, I know I'm going to probably say yes.
I don't see nothing that she said that should have pushed him to the no.
Nothing. He said he pushed him to the no. So, well, I don't know. We'll see. We saw. Let's go real quick. I'm just hitting key points here, y'all. The show kind of dragged along.
It did.
It dragged along.
It had to, being that there was only one more decision to be made, but it's still an hour and a half. I was like, what the heck is we going to talk about for the rest of the time? The couples meet up. We see all the couples that are separating, planning to get divorced. They're moving out of their apartments. Mm-hmm. Some at the same time, some separately, like Clint and Gina. Hank was like, bro, where you going? I ain't gonna see you no more.
Gina should ask for them 10 G's before you leave.
We said Kirsten left before Shaq could come. Shaq was talking to his friend about it. He felt the type of way that she came first, but I understand that she came and got her stuff already. We see Eris and Jasmine, same thing, but moving out
same time.
Is what I mean by same thing. But they're in the apartment together. Everybody seems pretty amicable, and that's the one thing that Kirsten said she wanted it to be like that, but it ain't. But everybody else was pretty amicable when it came to moving out and packing up their stuff and just the experience, period.
And you see all them lay their rings on the counter, which I did not like. I think I mentioned to you, like, why they lay their rings on the counter? They're going to pick them right back up. Production's going to give it to them. Because they got to wear the ring until the show is over. So guess what? Mm-hmm. Like, this ring on the counter thing, like, that's just TV. Let that junk ride. Like, we all know that you got to wear it on the after party because they don't want people to know, So it's like, pick it up, right? We saw that. I thought we see Eris and his brother, wasn't it? No, Eris and who was it?
He don't have a brother. It's his friend.
His friend, and then wife try to,
it was his friend and his friend's girlfriend.
Yes.
And explaining to her when she came into the room, oh, what happened? We decided to get a divorce. She was like, dang, I was looking forward to meet her. But at the same time, then he was like, you got some friends?
You're just a couple of days removed.
You got some friends you can hook me up with?
Eris is about that street life.
He said, she was like, well, I could see, but...
Eris is ready to go back to the streets. He said it to his friend, like,
guess I gotta go back to the streets.
Guess I gotta go back to the streets.
You're too old to go to the streets, sir.
He's 39 years old, dog. He's ready for the streets. He is ready for the streets. He wants to be in the streets, in the streets, in the streets. Which didn't work out for him. He had a good girl. He had somebody that was loving, it was kind, it was caring, wanted to be with, but he didn't want to be with her, so he's ready to hit this. He ready to get back in the game real quick.
And I'm blurring the lines. I can't remember if he said it on the show or if it was like later when all the couples got together, or if it was on after party, that the friend's girlfriend did try to fix him up with somebody, but it fell through.
Yeah,
it fell flat.
He wasn't ready for the streets. He ain't ready for that. It's too soon. I think sometimes you got to take a time out and relax and get yourself together before you can move on to the next process. You knew this show. You knew it was an issue. Anytime usually in the past seasons of Married at First Sight, the couples, they meet up the night after decision day or the day after decision day. It took them like 3-4 days before they could hook up again. Like, people didn't want to see each other. Kirsten was...
I think it might have took that long, too, because they probably had to find Dominique, because I don't think they had a problem finding Mac.
Right.
I had to find Dominique and probably convince her to participate.
And yeah, Kirsten, who's buying stuff for her apartment now, she decided to want to put a couch in her apartment.
Now she wants a nightstand. She want to put down roots. We see McKinley
try to buy a house.
Yep, and Kirsten was helping him with that. He was like, oh, her fear was that I wasn't putting down roots. I told her that I would be putting down roots, so he's looking for a house with his friend whose parents he's staying with. I forgot what her name is, but...
You see Dominique got a dog. She ain't like dogs because Mac had dogs. She ain't want to deal with the dogs. Now she got a little dog.
Well, more than that, he was like, oh, that poor dog. Because she worked most of the time.
She worked.
So when would she be playing with the dog?
What else did we see there? We saw my highlight of the show. I'm going to tell you my highlight. Was when Jasmine was talking to her aunt. Was the highlight for me. Because Auntie ran everything. Also, he was just playing us, huh? He was just playing games. So he didn't really want to be married. He didn't really. She was just going off on airs.
Oh, he even tried to act like he was ready to be a dog dad.
Like a dog dad. You gonna let your dog see him? You let your dog. You let Duchess go over there.
They talked about visitation too.
Visitation. Auntie was giving it to him. I wish they'd have seen Auntie more.
He act like he wanted to be a part of our family, and this what he do?
Yeah.
He like infiltrated. So Auntie was like, question is he really that kind? Did he really want to be a part? Was that an act too? Like I can't. Auntie was like, I can't with him.
I can't. Auntie was like, yo, I can't. Whatever. Next. She's like, I can't. I think Auntie would have put hands on Eric if she would have saw him. She might have went off.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. She was like, yo, we ain't doing this. Nah. That's probably why Jasmine kept her away, because Auntie seemed like she a firecracker. Like she ain't playing those games. So.
Yeah, but I mean, she didn't completely keep her away because she was.
Yeah.
You know, they did have some interaction they showed, but
she was hot. We saw Clint talking about he want to go back on the field, go back into the dating scene when he was talking. That he was looking for somebody else. He's 41. He may revisit.
Yeah, he's turned 41.
Yeah.
During the process, we know that because that's when matter of fact, that's when they had the birthday party at the end of the retreat.
And he may revisit some of his past relationships to see where they come because he learned a lot from this one. Mm-hmm. And then we get to the messy part of the night. The messy part of the night,
all the couples get together.
All the couples get together. They're sitting down. They're discussing things that happen.
And of course, their first thing they talk about is what decision did you make? Which Nicole already knows for sure. I mean, probably not everybody, but she definitely knows about Kirsten and Shaq because, like you said, she went furniture shopping.
And she was discussing. If I wish I'd have known earlier, I would have tried to keep y'all. I would have tried to stay together. Mind your business. And stay in your marriage. Mind your business and stay in your marriage. Well, but then it's their decision. They should catch herself sometime, but it's their decision. No, you want it more than they want it. They don't. So Dominic is there, and Dominic leaves, and then Nicole asks the question.
And she had to leave early.
She had to leave early. I think take care of somebody or something like that. Somebody was sick or somebody was in the hospital, which we find out on after party. Well, one of the guys says it.
Said what?
That Nicole, Dominic left because she had to go visit somebody in the hospital. Mm-hmm. She had to go visit somebody in the hospital. And that's why she wasn't there when Nicole asked the question. The question, about Mac and McKinley, about McKinley and Gina, would they date each other? Could you try to hook them up? Like, this is still fresh. If not, even if it's not fresh, Clinton's still there. Whether they said Clinton didn't care, he cared in the moment, but he didn't really care. But you don't do that. Like,
he didn't care that he wanted her because he obviously didn't want her.
Right.
But he cared that, like, you're saying this in front of me.
You're saying this in front of me. Like, it's not even, like, maybe a few days, 4 days. I don't know how long. But, Nicole, let it ride. You don't say that. The divorce is not even settled. The ink ain't even dry. And you try.
Would y'all consider going out with each other?
Would y'all consider
That's something that might could happen. Because I know McKinley expressed some, the fact that she was attractive and
they down with each other.
But the thing about it is, like, Gina was like grinning.
She liked it. Oh, I think she liked Mac. I think she wanted. I mean, we see the clip where she's like, when we was at the airport, I was looking at you like, ooh, like literally. I think she liked Mac and Mac like her. And this is and like the way Eric says, like everybody knew this was going on. They just want to stay in their own business. Like everybody knew they used to have been kind of conversing on underneath or behind the scenes and all that other stuff.
Eris was happy that it actually came out. He's like, whew.
Because he knew.
At least we talking about it.
He like drama.
I ain't got to hold it no more.
Eric's like drama. He wanted to see it.
But he ain't had to hold it no more. He was like, oh, I'm not the only person to know. Okay, sure.
He's I'm here for this.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
He like, yeah, I'm here for this. And like, I'm down. I mean, I just thought it was rude. I thought it was nasty. I thought it was, I don't want to say unprofessional, but that's not even a professional set. It wasn't her place. It wasn't her place. You guys let me know what she said.
But she's the type that like it's on my mind. Let me say it, I'm really not trying to stereotype when I say this, but she is from New York, and you know, and she like she said she's the FBI full-blooded Italian. So and again I'm not stereotyping, but that combination is a speak now think later sometimes like. Probably shouldn't have said that. Like, not that it's not. Probably shouldn't have said that then.
Right.
It could be said, but probably shouldn't have said it then. And maybe even later, won't even be like, I probably shouldn't have said it.
Well, she did say on the after party, or whatever she said on the after party, she said she was trying to break the tension in the air. And she tried to break
some more.
Try to break the tension that was in the air and try to be funny. And well, it wasn't funny. It went like it was kind of rude, actually. It was rude. You just don't do stuff like that. But I can't think of anything else that happened.
Those were some major things.
Those are the major things, though. I mean, major things. Nicole, being Nicole, Eris, you know, returning back to the streets, and Shaq saying no.
And the one thing, and gosh, I just can't. I feel like I'm blurring stuff together, but Nicole has been mainly staying at Chris's.
Yes.
She's been their thing was they were gonna switch back and forth, but she's been mainly staying at Chris's, and they have all the dogs there.
Nice size bed.
That's the other reason why she's been staying there, because he's got a nice bigger bed.
Not a bigger bed.
More comfortable bed. But they're working towards getting their place.
And she has all the paperwork to get her name changed.
Yes. They did have that conversation. How would you feel about getting your name changed? She was like, well, as a matter of fact. And she has her whole little manila folder. I've been working on that. I mean, she ready to change her name. She had lots of envelopes that she was going to send in with her name change.
Yes.
You know, probably to change it on insurance, you know, car insurance or whatever else.
So she's ready. They're doing well. I mean, it's good to see them still doing well.
That's the one thing too. When all the couples got together, he jokingly was like, "I know y'all think you know what we said. Yes, you be surprised to know we both say yes. Ha ha ha, hardy har har." Clint jokingly tried to joke like they didn't say no.
Right. Everybody knew that one was going to be a no. Nicole even woke up and she's like, yeah, we know the answer to some of them. we just know the answer to some of them. Everybody knew, all right? So it was no joke. But, I don't know. This season's dragging along.
It is.
It is.
And I feel like, to go back to what you said, I feel like this episode was just a lot of fluff. It would have been better if we had gotten 2 decisions. 2 decision days. As opposed to just one.
It would be better if they put this on the on the end of last week's show.
That too.
And got it done.
And then just did the get together.
And
the fallout after. But the one thing I wanted to say is I thought they advertised it like we were going to hear and see a little bit more after the couples, like directly after the couples left and made their decision. Yeah. They kind of advertised it like that, just like we saw Alexis and Justin have their little talk afterwards. Which reminds me too, and I'm going to go back, I know I'm jumping around, but like again, for Kirsten and Shaq, he really could have did it like that too. Like I'ma say, because it's easier to say yes than no as opposed to say no then yes. That's not gonna work out for you, bro.
It's not gonna work out. Once you say no, it's like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so he could have taken that path.
He could have. You know what? I made a mistake. I mean, yes, I can see myself. But again, he's gonna stand on his hill, and he's gonna down. Well, I ain't say down that hill. He's gonna go down with the hill.
It's a
figure speech. So you know, it's just one of those things. And maybe it's not meant to be. I'm not knocking him. I'm not mad at him. I'm just stating how I felt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all don't come after me. I'm just stating how I felt. I just thought he just didn't man up. I think Chris and Nicole's going to be okay. I think Eris is going to do what Eris does. I think Jasmine is going to be fine with where she's at. I think
talk to that man with that 740,
and
not because he had that 740.
I think Kirsten, who said she's going to stop dating for a while, just get herself together.
Did Clint say in this that he actually had sex with somebody?
Not this one
Already? Okay, that's the preview.
Yeah, that's preview.
I told you it's blurring. It's running together.
Preview that next show. I think that was the preview for next week. He said he had already had sex. We don't know how long span or space that has been. So I mean, I'm sure Clint has somebody on speed dial that he can call, a BFF.
Absolutely.
You know, FWB, friend with benefits.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. Y'all guys, let us know what you thought about this past episode of Married at First Sight. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Do you agree with Kirsten and Shaq not being together? Do you agree with Shaq saying no? How do you feel about Nicole and her comment while all the couples were together? And what would you have done if you was Clint and Nicole had dropped that comment? Let us know. Leave a comment in the comment section below. We appreciate you for rocking with us.
Not putting up with this.
Thank you very much.
That's what we did.
Speaking of that,
said, I'm not putting up with this.
Nicole.
Well, what an unfortunate turn of events.
Yeah, sure. Nicole said
that would have been a good situation for him to say that.
It would have been a great.
What an unfortunate turn of events. It would have been
great. It would have been hilarious. Talking about breaking ice or breaking the tension in the air. That would have been that comment right there. He would have made would have broke all the tension. Everybody would have just laughed and giggled, and it wouldn't have been having to worry about Married at Second Sight.
It don't have the same effect. I think he probably don't even remember saying it. You know, sometimes you just talk. I think he probably said it in that moment, and he remembered he said it once he watched it. And he was like, oh,
yeah, that's hilarious.
I wish I had remembered that. I could have used that at the table.
Yeah. You know. Again, Gina said he's childish, and he acts like he's...
Yeah, she said that again, too. She said that again, too, when she was talking to her friend. It's like, he's crass, he's crude. I feel like I got secondhand embarrassment. He's bizarre. And I'm like, oh, you just going to run that in the ground now. You never said it to the man. You said it to him once. Now you're going to run it in the ground.
Yeah, like she feel like she messing with a teenager. That's what she kind of feel like. Messing with a teenager. And she wants somebody who's a little bit more established and grown up. So
stiff.
That's what she wants. She wants somebody more established and grown up.
Stuffed shirt.
She wanted McKinley.
He is not mature either.
Well,
good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Again, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. We appreciate you. Thanks for rocking with us. And we talk to you guys later.
Bye.